Friends, it's Deb. I am doing the declutter tag. I am doing this with my friends Kim, she's Teacher Loves Beauty, and Amy, Curly Loves Beauty and Books. I will have both of their channels linked below, along with the original creator of this project, who is Ava Tews, and most recently this was done by Alejandra Lissette. So all of that information will be linked below. Basically, there were 10 original prompts, which we'll go through, and then myself, Amy, and Kim have all added our own prompts, just so there's 13 total. Such good mathing I just did. So the first one was a makeup item that's impractical. And I had a couple that I really like tossed around, but the one thing that I have in my collection that like I think is just ridiculous is this brow stamp and stencil kit. So I got this in PR, we'll call it, and I did a whole video. Maybe I'll link it below too if you want to go watch it. I mean, don't expect a lot, okay? It was a hot mess. But I just don't understand how something like this makes life easier for anyone, because that was not the case with me. Like, I could get one brow, one or the other, to look nice, but trying to get both of them to be like centered and at the same angle and like, oh, that wasn't my thing. So anyway, perfect product for number one. Number two, a mascara that's definitely expired. I am on a 3-month strict schedule. I'm fragile. I don't want to take any chances. So if I had to pick one that could be expired, it would be this Milk Makeup, the Cushed Waterproof Mascara, only because this came in a BoxyCharm. Oh, I bet it's in my inventory. I'm going to guess 2 years ago. So I've already had it 2 years, plus BoxyCharm gets stuff, you know, that's close to expiring or isn't selling, and there's not an actual date on here, but this would be my guess. This is probably the one in my collection that would go off first. Number three, a red lipstick that you never wear. Just yes to all of them. I never liked lipstick before my teeth because my lips are really, I'm not saying this to down myself, it's just a fact. My lips are really weirdly shaped. So when I smile, this side always like sticks up way more. And the darker the lipstick, the more obvious that unevenness becomes. And then I thought, well, when I get my new teeth, if you didn't know, I had to get dentures. Okay, anyway, then when I got my new teeth, I was like, oh, I would love to wear a red lipstick just to make them pop. You know, they're white, they're straight, whatever. But now I'm getting lipstick on my teeth, and that was never a problem that I had before. So now I still have red lipsticks that I just don't wear. Maybe someday I'll grow up and that'll be like, when I get older, I am going to master red lipstick. You heard it here first. Number four, a high-end item not worth the money. Easy. I chose the Pat McGrath, the Nude Venus Lip Vinyl Fetish something. Mine's a Nude Venus. It's a tinted lip balm. The color, there's nothing wrong with the color. That's how much I have left. There's nothing wrong with the color, but it's not a color that I would choose for if I wanted something tinted, like a color, and it's not moisturizing enough to moisturize. So to me, this is a useless, expensive product. Like, I wouldn't choose it for the color and I wouldn't choose it for the moisturizing. Does that make sense? So it has beautiful packaging. So that's pretty much why I kept it and put it in a project to finish. I would not. I may repurchase in a different shade, but I would not recommend or repurchase this one. Number five, a drugstore dud. I'm really ashamed of myself for a lot of reasons. Let me show you what it is first. I chose the Colourpop Gel Eyeliners. No specific color. I just grabbed one out of the drawer. So for years and years and years, people have been saying these are terrible. They dry out really fast, they break, they crumble. They're not a reliable product. I said, fine, I won't buy them. But I did. I didn't buy one, I didn't buy two. I bought the entire roll of them, and they're not my favorite. So out of the whole bunch, there's a couple that I like Prance is beautiful and, you know, whatever, but these aren't my favorite formula, and they do, like, I was foolish. I absolutely know to go with my first impression, and that was to not ever buy these. But I did, and I bought a lot of them. So, a drugstore dud. Number 6, an eyeshadow palette you forgot you had. I chose the Saharan by Juvia's, and I found this recently when I was pulling out palettes for a collab I was doing with Danny. So yes, I forgot that I had this. It's beautiful, but yes, I did in fact forget that I had it, and I will find a way to get some use on it soon. Number 7, a foundation that is not your shade match. Up until recently, that would have been all of them, but I'm slowly decluttering, passing on, using up, just getting rid of some of the more obvious ones. The first one that I had put in this for this prompt was the It Cosmetics, I think it was called the Bye Bye Lines, and I had it in the shade light, but there's no way it's light because I gave it to Danny, who is a light medium, and it was so dark on her, and I'm like, somebody boo-booed up the label, and that's why I ended up getting it on sale for like $5 at Ulta. But so I chose out of my collection, what I have remaining, the Studio Makeup Tinted Moisturizer, and I have mine in the shade Oat. So it's not the worst shade match, but it's very like peach, and as a tinted moisturizer, like, I don't know, I don't know, and I haven't really played with it much, so I don't have thoughts on it, but just going through what I currently have, this is the one that I would say is not for me. Number 8, product that wasn't worth the hype. I'm going to give you 2 hints. The first hint is it's an eyeshadow palette. The second hint is it's more high-end. Can you guess what product I chose? I feel like there should be Jeopardy music. If you said the Pat McGrath, the Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette, you are correct. I don't like this palette. I think the packaging is beautiful, as most things from Pat McGrath are. And each of the shades individually, sorry, I just hit the mic. Each of the shades individually is really pretty. But this palette is not a standalone palette for me. There's only 4 mattes in this palette, and there's like 2 browns and 2 pinky type tones, and those don't trigger good things in my brain with the rest of the shades in this palette. I had this in a project and I had to force myself to use it, and since then I put this away and I have not touched it. I don't care for it. I know that's sad, but product that wasn't worth the hype. That's my choice. Number 9, concealer you couldn't make work. I avoided the Tarte Shape Tape hype for a long time, like years and years and years. I finally bought it February, maybe. It was this year sometime. And I got Fair Neutral, which is 12N, good shade match for me. But this is just a mess. It's so drying for my under eyes. It turns into a crepey mess. And because I bought this shade for my under eyes, it's too light to act as like a blemish concealer or whatever. So I don't love it. But it's a doe foot wand that has touched my face, and so I don't feel comfortable passing it on to anyone else, or I absolutely would get rid of it. Number 10, if you had to start one makeup category from scratch, what would it be? Hands down, so easy, it would be foundation. So I started over consuming in 2014, 2015, and I didn't know what my color was. I didn't know what my tone was. I didn't know what skin type I had. I just know that if Jaclyn Hill said she needed NW crazy something, I needed NW crazy something. If Laura Lee said she needed medium tan, I needed medium tan because that's what they were using and that's what made them look beautiful. I had no idea that, no, that's not how any of that worked. Come to find out, I am the lightest shade in a neutral. And I think a lot of us went down that rabbit hole when we started out. We had no idea what we were doing. We just, if someone said you needed a concealer in medium, you went and bought a concealer in medium. Like, it never occurred to you to try to find the one that matched you. We just bought what exactly somebody else was using that made them look good. If you didn't fall into that trap and you actually had the sense to like get the correct shades for yourself, well done, because I did not. Tangent city. But foundations for me were probably the biggest hot mess of my life. And I still have some of the powder foundations, some of the, it's not a great deal. Let's move on. Number 11, something you repurchased but don't love as much the second time around. This is the prompt that I added in. My product is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I had a love-hate relationship with the little gift with purchase size that I used up. So why I thought buying a whole big container of it was a good idea, I don't know, but we have it and my thoughts are still, sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it, but overall I wish I would not have repurchased it. Don't love it. Number 12 is the prompt from Kim, a product that makes you look worse than before you started your makeup. I will have to try to insert a picture, but mine was the Milani Cream to Powder Foundation. No, it's terrible. I hated it. I did finish mine, which is why I can't show it to you. I bought it because it was supposed to be a dupe for the KVD Good Apple Foundation. I am here to tell you that is a lie. It is not true. That stuff made me look terrible. And then last but not least, number 13, this is the prompt added by Amy. Item you've been meaning to declutter, and that is easy, easy, easy. It's the Glam Light Gloss in S'mores. I hate the color, I hate the smell, I hate the taste. Yeah, this is just something that needs to go. Anyway, I think that is everything. Yes, I will have everybody linked below. Thank you so much for giving me a few minutes of your time. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Love you, bye. Completely just like crusty pale right now. Let's stop rambling about that. No, that's not even, no. Walking on to get me out of here.